following portion of the Arizona Daily Mix is sponsored on behalf of MyFitnessPal by DS Simon Media.
Oh, New Year's resolutions can be daunting, but what if the secret to success was progress, not perfection? Well, earlier this week, I talked with head of nutrition at MyFitnessPal, Melissa Jaeger, to get some tips to lose weight without completely overhauling your diet and routine. Good morning, Melissa. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Well, this is an important topic because it is the new year and we need people to be healthy and they set healthy resolutions. But of course, how can we help them avoid not doing them?
Well, you're right. So many of us head into the new year with the best of intentions, but sometimes we set rather lofty or broad or maybe even unrealistic goals. And then when real life happens and we're not meeting our expectations, it can be really easy to think, oh, why should I bother when I'm already off track for the day? So I'm hoping this new year that we can flip our mindset away from that idea of perfection and instead focus on how we can make and measure progress towards our overarching goals this new year, and even help from the MyFitnessPal app.
Well, I like that. Okay, let's talk about that. And can you explain how adapting a process better than like saying, I'm going to be perfecting this all the way through my new year?
Exactly. When it comes to progress over perfection, I find that this mindset is just so much healthier because it allows us to account for real life. I hope that people can stay away from feeling guilty about the foods that they're eating and instead find balance in their diet and really think about how they can make really small, sustainable changes that build up into healthier habits over time. And we know that you don't have to be perfect to see results. And in fact, according to MyFitnessPal's internal data, members who logged 4 days within their first week were actually 7 times more likely to make measurable progress towards those weight loss goals.
I like that. Okay, speaking of that, let's talk about how MyFitnessPal supports people in their, of course, growth and not having deprived or restrict themselves from being just on one thing.
Exactly. So many resolutions focus on what they can subtract versus what they can add or build upon with their diet. But in order to know where we need to go, you really need to know where you stand. And so by tracking with MyFitnessPal, you can actually make more mindful eating choices and see how they factor in throughout the course of a day, a week, a month, because it's really not just about one meal or one snack. It's really about those modifications and small, sustainable changes that you build upon over time.
I like that. Okay, Melissa, really quick, give me a tip, because my tip this year, or my goal is not to like starve myself to get to where I want to be. So what tips do you have to make sure that we are indulging but not overdoing it?
You're so right. And we just came off a season of indulgences. And so it can be really easy to think, oh, I'm just going to cut all of that out. But if we want to approach nutrition from a real life standpoint, we need to know that just because you set a health goal doesn't mean that all of those other celebrations, occasions, instances are going to come to a halt. So instead, it's important to simply log and move on so that you can identify where you can maybe make a few small adjustments to still maintain balance throughout their day. And you can actually see your progress over the course of a day or week as you track with key features like the progress bar located right at the top of your dashboard within the app.
I'll tell you, this is such a great app to have because, again, it helps you not just stay on track, but kind of like keeps you accountable in a fun way and a good way, too. So where can people find more information?
I encourage them to head to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download MyFitnessPal for free to get started today.
Melissa, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
The preceding portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored on behalf of MyFitnessPal by DS Simon Media.